All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be looking at Aero India 2025. And for this, we have a really interesting press release straight from the PIB.
Oh, absolutely. Air India is really a fascinating event. It's really helpful for understanding where India is going in terms of its global ambitions in aerospace and defense.
Yeah, it really is a big one. Now, of course, this is Asia's largest air show and aviation exhibition. It happens every 2 years in Bengaluru. And it's organized by the Defense Exhibition Organization, which is a part of the Ministry of Defense.
It's a really important one for UPSC prep as well, because this is where you see a lot of industry leaders meeting, government officials, international delegations all coming together. It's a place to showcase cutting-edge technologies and have these strategic dialogues.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not just about, seeing the cool IAF aerobatic displays, but it's really about understanding India's position in the global aerospace and defense landscape.
That's exactly right. And this year the theme is the runway to a billion opportunities. It's happening from the 10th to the 14th of February at Yelahanka Air Force Station in Bengaluru.
Oh, that's a good theme. Very catchy. The runway to a billion opportunities, I feel like that could be an essay question.
Absolutely. It really speaks to India's ambition to become a major player in the global industry, attract foreign investment, promote indigenous technologies.
Okay, so Aero India 2025 is shaping up to be a really big one, with a very clear focus on India's aspirations. But before we get into all of that, I think it'd be really helpful to look back at the 2023 edition to get a little bit of context. What were some of the key takeaways from that our listeners should know?
Well, Aero India 2023 was a landmark event. We saw over 809 exhibitors from more than 100 countries and over 7 lakh visitors. It really underscored India's commitment to becoming a global hub for defense manufacturing.
Wow, okay. So if we're talking about Aero India 2023 as a foundation for 2025, what were some of the big events? That might give us an idea of what we can expect this year.
Well, one of the highlights was definitely the Defence Ministers Conclave, which had the theme Shared Prosperity Through Enhanced Engagements in Defense. Or speed. This is where we saw a lot of defense ministers from different countries coming together, and it really focused on stronger strategic partnerships.
Okay, so that sounds like it's a really important platform for international collaboration. What else was there?
Another big one was the CEO's Roundtable. This one focused on sky is not the limit, opportunities beyond boundaries. And this event brought together global CEOs, CMDs of domestic PSUs, and heads of private defense and aerospace companies.
Right. And just to clarify, that's chairman and managing director and public sector undertakings, for those who aren't familiar with those acronyms. So this sounds like a really direct effort to attract foreign investment and boost the Make in India initiative.
Exactly. And speaking of Make in India, there was also a dedicated India pavilion, showcasing all of India's capabilities in defense manufacturing and all the cutting-edge technology.
Right, so really highlighting India's progress and self-reliance when it comes to defense technology. And that really aligns perfectly with this broader theme of Aero India 2025, showcasing what India can do and attracting global participation.
Absolutely. And we also saw a focus on encouraging startups with the Manthan startup events. So I think this is an important thing to keep in mind for this year as well, especially with the iDEX pavilion that's planned.
Yeah, the iDEX pavilion, that's Innovations for Defense Excellence. And this is a government initiative to encourage innovation and tech development.
Right. So it's a great platform to encourage startups and MSMEs to really get involved in the industry and develop some new solutions. So, Aero India 2023 really laid the foundation. It showed what India is aiming for in aerospace and defense. And I think it's really interesting to see how these events translate into real outcomes, all the agreements, all the partnerships, and how that really affects the whole industry.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not just about the show itself. It's about what happens afterwards. The PIB release highlights some of the agreements that were signed.
Yeah.
And I think these really show India trying to become self-reliant when it comes to defense technology.
Oh, absolutely. One that really jumps out at me is the MAU between Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, or HAL, and Safran helicopter engines. They're working together to create a joint venture to design, develop, and manufacture helicopter engines right here in India.
Okay, so this is big, right?
Yeah.
Because India needs to equip its armed forces with these advanced helicopters. So this could really boost manufacturing and create jobs.
Exactly. And it goes right along with the Make in India initiative. It's all about tech collaboration and knowledge transfer. Another interesting agreement was between Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL, and the Aeronautical Development Agency, ADA. They're going to work on developing parts for the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft.
Or AMCA. Now the AMCA. That's India's project to build a fifth-generation fighter aircraft. For our listeners who might not be familiar, those are known for their stealth capabilities, their avionics, and their speed. So this agreement shows how committed India is to being a leader in fighter aircraft technology.
Exactly. And the fact that India is investing in all of this really shows that it wants to be a major player in defense globally. But it's not all about these big agreements and projects. Aero India also shows off some really amazing products, some from India, some international.
Oh, yeah. The PIB release mentions a bunch, like the vertically launched short-range surface-to-air missile, the VLSR SAM. That's a mouthful. This one was developed by Bharat Dynamics Limited. It's a ship-based air defense system to protect against supersonic threats. So, I mean, imagine you're at the exhibition and you see this super advanced missile system. It really makes you realize how far India has come in terms of technology.
It's a perfect example of how India is trying to protect its maritime interests. And then you have the SL Seeker ATGM. It's an anti-tank guided missile that can hit targets up to 4 kilometers away. Oh, wow. So that could really give ground forces a big advantage.
Exactly. It shows how India is becoming an expert in precision-guided weapons. We also saw some cool stuff in unmanned systems. IdeaForge Technology was there, showing off their Bluefire Touch ground control station software. This is for planning and executing drone missions. So we're really seeing how technology is changing modern warfare. Drones are becoming so important for surveillance, reconnaissance, even combat.
And it's great to see that Indian companies are developing this software. It shows we're not just using drones, we're innovating with them.
Right. And Astra Microwave Products Limited was there too. They were showing off their software-defined NAV CGPS receiver module, which is built with Indian processors. Just to clarify, NAV is India's own satellite navigation system. It's like the US GPS.
So this is all about becoming more independent, especially when it comes to something as important as navigation.
Right. And they also had a counter-drone radar system, which is really important with the rise of drones.
Yeah, it's about having both offensive and defensive capabilities. When it comes to the drone technology,
For sure. Munitions India Limited was there too. They were showcasing 9mm subsonic ammunition, so it's not as flashy as a fighter jet or anything, but it's really important. And it shows India is getting better at producing high-quality ammunition.
yeah, it's all about being self-reliant, even with the smaller pieces of the defense ecosystems.
And BEL had a bunch of things on display too. Everything from secure communication systems to artillery fire control systems.
The sheer variety of products at Aero India 2023 was amazing. It really showed how much India's defense and aerospace industry is growing.
It's like putting a puzzle together. Every product, every agreement, it all helps to build a self-reliant and technologically advanced defense industry in India.
Exactly. And that's what Aero India is all about. Showing the progress, attracting investment, working together to move India forward in aerospace and defense.
It's really more than just an event. It's a strategic platform.
Absolutely. It's a runway to 1 billion opportunities.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about Aero India, why it's important globally, and all the technology and collaboration we saw in 2023. But what does this all mean for the future of aerospace and defense in India? And how does it connect to that runway to 1 billion opportunities theme?
Well, the PIB release makes it pretty clear. Aero India is really important for India strategically. It's a way for India to show that it wants to be a global leader in these sectors.
Yeah, it's like saying, hey, world, we're here. We're not just taking part. We're innovating. We're building things.
Yeah.
And we're ready to do business.
Exactly. And the event itself helps to make that happen. It brings together all the experts, all the latest tech, and all the important decision makers. It's like a spark for progress, for new ideas and partnerships that can shape the entire industry.
You're like a huge melting pot
Yeah.
where all these amazing things are coming together.
And the impact goes way beyond defense. When aerospace technology advances, it affects the whole economy. It creates jobs, it leads to innovation in other industries, and it helps to build a more technologically advanced and self-reliant India.
So it's a great example of how investing in certain areas
Yeah.
can have a ripple effect across the whole country.
Exactly. And that's why Aero India is such an important topic for UPSC aspirants. It's a complex topic that touches on so many things: national security, diplomacy, economic development, technological advancement. It really shows you how everything is connected in international relations and policymaking.
So for all of our UPSC folks out there listening, we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of Aero India. It's so much more than just an air show. It's a window into India's ambitions, its technology, and its changing role in the world.
And as you continue to study for the UPSC, think about this. India has big goals in both space and defense. What new technologies do you think will be at Aero India 2025 and beyond? Will we see more artificial intelligence, hypersonic capabilities, or maybe even space-based defense systems?
That's a great question. The possibilities are endless as India's capabilities continue to grow. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into Aero India 2025. We hope you found it helpful and insightful for your UPSC journey. Don't forget to check out the PIB website. There's so much great information there, especially for UPSC prep.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more. We'll be back with more deep dives on topics that are important for your UPSC preparation. We're here to help you navigate all of this and become the informed and prepared leaders of tomorrow. Feel free to leave your thoughts and any questions you have in the comments below.